Transforce96 here with another video review. This time we have the Marvel Legends, the Spider-Man Wing Build-A-Figure series Vulture figure. So this is kind of a Build-A-Figure, kind of not. He comes in the actual wave just by himself. However, the Build-A-Figure is an accessory for this figure. So you do need it for the Build-A-Figure. Of course, it is the main piece, basically. But if you don't want to build a Build-A-Figure, you can just get this figure and still have a Vulture figure in your collection, which is kind of nice for people who maybe want Vulture but don't need the whole wing assembly. The packaging is very cool. I do like the blue background with the Spider-Man symbol. On the sides, you do just have an image of Spider-Man. Unfortunately, they didn't do one for Vulture. On the back, you get a nice image of the Vulture figure, as well as the rest of the assortment and the wings. Very nice. I think this looks like a very cool wave. Really excited for everybody except for this Cosmic Spider-Man. I have no interest in him, but everybody else, I'm looking forward to. So going over this Vulture figure, this is one that I was very excited about. I want to get all of the others on some sort of sale. However, with Vulture, I paid, full retail for him because I'm excited for this character. I love Spider-Man villains, and I think that they are doing a wonderful job, from what I can see in this movie, taking one of the not as popular Spider-Man villains and turning him into somebody that's very cool. So I do like that quite a bit. Going over the actual figure here, the head sculpt being the helmet, I think it looks tremendous. I think the strongest part of the figure is the helmet. I think it looks wonderful. As you can see, I love the way that they've designed it to kind of give it a beak look, but without it being too in your face about it. I think that was an excellent way of doing it. The visor with the just really glowing beady eyes is very cool as well. I think that looks awesome. The hoses look very nice. Really love this helmet. It's very aggressive and it's very cool. And it's painted well. This main section here, I do like the way it's painted. It's kind of like gray, but with a bit of green in it almost. So I think that does look very cool. And the color of the eyes, it's like a neon green, so even though, even with the light not hitting his eyes, it still looks like his eyes are glowing, which is very cool. The collar piece looks very nice. I think that looks excellent, and again, I'm very happy that they are including the kind of collar piece in the movie design. I think that's a wonderful way to kind of to keep that classic design, but more updated with the fact that it's like in a flight jacket, which I think is cool. The jacket itself does look very nice as well. The arms are a bit thin. At certain angles, they kind of get really thin towards the wrists. However, that's a very minor issue. The legs look very cool. They have mostly filled with armor. I think the armor is sculpted really nicely, and it's kind of like this kind of like a more shiny gray, but with this tan kind of like washed into it, which I think looks very cool because it's done in a really minor way, so it's not too obtrusive, but it is still there, which is very cool. The claws on the feet are nice. I do like them. However, I think that they're too small. I mean, taking away the claws, like I can barely see how like an actual foot could fit in that if the claw like stops there. And then the claws themselves don't look very big. I wish that they were more aggressive. The 3¼ inch one did have bigger claws in comparison to his body, compared to this one, which doesn't really have that, which is a shame. And it would have been really cool if they could hinge forward. That would have been awesome, but unnecessary. I don't think that they I don't think that they should have did that, but if they did it, that would have been very cool. As far as articulation, it's pretty good. He's got a ball-jointed head on a hinge, so he can look up quite far, which will be nice for flying poses. He can look down a decent amount as well, and then, of course, side to side. So the head articulation is excellent. Ball hinge shoulders, bicep swivels, double hinge elbows with hinge swivel wrist. The hands do have the tendency to pop out every now and then, so that is kind of annoying. Wish that they were in a bit tighter, but it's not a big problem. He has an ab crunch, which can go back this far, and it can go forward this far. However, if you have the wings in, you can't get it to the last click, because that covers up the joint to plug in the wings. So you have to keep it either at the medium stage or at the folded down stage if you have the wings on. He has a swivel waist, ball jointed hips, which can go up decent amount. They can go to the side very far, even with these little side pieces, which are rubber, but they're hard to rubber. It's just that they're high enough that they really don't get in the way. Bicep swivels, double hinge knees, and then hinge pivoting ankles. The ankle articulation works really nicely. going over a little comparison here with the movie Spider-Man. This is from Civil War. So the Spider-Man figure in this wave, I believe, is the same, just with different paint and a slightly different head sculpt, if I'm not mistaken. But overall, they look very cool together. He is much taller than Spider-Man, and obviously Michael Keaton is much taller than Tom Holland right now. So I think that is pretty accurate. So I do like these two figures together, and also I kind of like the darker colors on this Spider-Man with this Vulture, because the Vulture has very dark colors, so it looks like they fit in better together, and they both look like they're definitely movie figures. You don't get a comic vibe about these two, so I do definitely like that as well. Overall, really do like this figure. I'm extremely excited to get the wings and to completely build him. One thing I want to mention I forgot is the hands. I don't like the fact that they are like meant to be holding something, even though he has nothing to hold. I think that having just fists, or having kind of like a more open, expressive hands, similar to what the Ultimate Vulture in the Walmart exclusive pack comes with, I think that would be much cooler than these. I can't stand it when they give you hands that are like meant to be holding something, but he has nothing to hold. I think this just kind of looks stupid. So wish that the hands were different, definitely. But overall, really like this figure a lot. The articulation is quite good. The helmet is wonderful, and then it's a character that I'm very excited about, and that I think just has a fantastic comic to movie design. I think that the way that they've taken this Vulture in this movie from a looks standpoint, as well as from a character standpoint, is tremendous. The idea that he picks over the remains of superhero battles is it's a neat idea in general, but to have the Vulture do it just gives his name a new breath of life, and is just a fantastic reimagining of this somewhat stale character. Vulture is very cool in the comics, but he's not great. So to really boost him up in such a logical and cool way that fits the MCU, wonderful. I can't speak higher about what they're doing with this Vulture in this movie. I hope he doesn't disappoint in the movie. Let me know what you guys think of the figure, and thanks so much for watching.